And we're live on YouTube as well now. Happy Monday, everyone, and welcome to Metal One Design Headquarters. We are here for another episode of Beyond the NFT. I see lots of friends here tonight at the headquarters. We have about 16 people at the HQ, along with maybe 5 viewers on Twitch and a few viewers on Kick. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Very excited for tonight's show. Let's see. I know I haven't shouted out a few of you, so I'm gonna get right to it. Like for example. Oh, he disappeared on me. There he is. Welcome, Mr. J. Stickle. Thank you for popping in today, Mr. J. Stickle. Everyone, make sure to check out the Meta One Design build. Make sure to test all the features and play around with them. And let Mr. J. Stickle know what a good job he's doing. Welcome, Yolantis. Really happy to see you. Mean Green Doge. I see you floating right behind Mikey and his monkey. God, I'm so jealous. I want that monkey. Welcome, Dr. Drip. And let's head on over here because I thought I saw a Metal Wolf alt. I know that could be Metal Wolf alt. Welcome, Mariana, and welcome, DCL Chess. If I missed any of you, I'm so sorry, but just know that I love you very much. Hey, I found Rishi Girl and her muse. Before we get started, I would like to do a special shout out for our sponsor, Bucktown MMA. Founded by our friend Jay Isip, Bucktown is a mixed martial arts program whose mission is to support lives through the transformative power of martial arts. They want to empower our youth and combat athletes through their hard work, dedication, and the challenges they face every day. Personally, I am very proud to have Bucktown as a sponsor for Beyond the NFT because I believe they're doing great work out there. They are literally helping kids and young adults get out of the streets and into a gym where they can learn strong values that will stick with them for the rest of their lives. So if you would like to support, head on over to bucktown.org/support. And there you can read a little more about what we will be supporting through any purchase of merch that you may make. All proceedings go back to the program. Thank you, everyone. And and now, with our sponsorship out of the way, it's time to introduce our guests. Now, without further delay, our first guest is a UX UI developer and founder of CreativeOwls.io. It is a pleasure to introduce Creative Owls to the stage. How are you?
I'm doing well. Great introduction. Man, you got sponsors?
I have
Oh
one
my gosh.
one whole
You
sponsor.
That is awesome, man. Congratulations on that, man. Yeah, man, happy to be here. Happy to connect with you. And happy to be building. And also, what's up to everybody that's listening in? I don't know if everybody in Decentraland do a clap, do a 360. If you're listening on the live stream, throw a 100. Hope everybody is having a good evening and happy Monday.
Happy Monday. And yeah, everyone throw those ones up if you're listening. I'm very happy to have you on the show once again. It's been a while since the last time you were here, so I'm very excited. And joining Creative Owls tonight is the first metaverse supermodel and founder of the DCL Baby Dolls. Don't you laugh at me. Let's give a warm welcome to our friend TangPoko.
Hello, everybody. Thank you all for coming out tonight.
I heard you laughing at me.
Oh,
How are you doing tonight?
I'm good. It's nice to be back on Beyond the NFT. How long has this been going on now, Sin? How many weeks? Do you know?
About weeks, I don't know, but I can tell you March 2022, first week of, or maybe last week of March 2022 is when we
Oh,
first
perfect.
hosted
2.5
our first show.
years.
Yeah, we're just about there. Yeah, fuck.
Amazing.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yep. I mean, have you ever been as committed to anything else?
To tell you the truth, I can say I have been. I mean, like, If this was work, I'd be a very, very happy man.
Right. If this was work, you'd be upper management.
Maybe. I do tend to talk some shit sometimes. I don't think the corporate higher ups will allow that.
I approve of it. You're good. You're good.
We got the seal of approval. So once again, very happy to have you both on Beyond the NFT. And since the last time both of you have been on the show, a lot has happened. One of those things being that you two have joined forces and collaborate, and have come together to collaborate. Could you share a little bit of like what events took place that inspired both of you to come together and start creating and curating content?
I mean,
okay.
I can say, please.
I was going to say, Tang, you kick it off first. Let's get your perspective first of what happened, and then I'll provide mine as well. I hope everybody has something to drink tonight.
I do. All right. Well, I don't think we've really ever talked about this before, but for me, I met Creative last summer when I was at one of his previous conferences in Spatial, and we had a long talk on the phone. I don't think I ever told you this, Creative. We had a long talk on the phone, and I was very impressed with you, with just how you handled yourself and how professional you were, and how willing you were to give advice freely, to educate, and I thought you were a really good listener as well. But we didn't speak again until a few months ago when you asked me to jump on your space as a speaker. It was a new space I hadn't heard of before. I think it was called Building the Future. And then I think like an hour later you were like, "Oh, do you want to co-host with me?" So I said, "Sure." And I was super, super nervous about it because I don't often co-host spaces. I haven't done that many actually. And then it was good and we had a good time and we said, "Let's do it again." And it just kind of happened organically from there. That's my point of view. How did it happen for you?
Tell us.
Oh, man.
Real, he said, she said in here.
The struggle is real. So I used to host like a space. If you've been around, it's called the Mega Creative Show, the OGs. And we popped off, did a couple shows, and everything went well. Unfortunately, my co-host had a bounce on me. Just things weren't working out with him in his like real life and what he's got going on. So it had a big hole in my heart because I love doing spaces. I love connecting with people. But at the time, I ended up having a newborn, right? And for the ones that are parents, you're 100% taking care of your child as soon as the baby comes out. So that was my main focus. But I always wanted to come back and to host spaces. And I thought about what's a good cadence, what's a good rhythm. So I started creating this podcast show called the Mastermind Owls Podcast, which is on Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube, and so forth. So that's where I kind of started taking back my pillars, and I had some really good results, right? Things were really good. And I was collaborating with Caitlin Siney, who's an amazing CEO, an amazing speaker, and working with her and working out the podcast. But the podcast stuff, like that's some deep dive stuff, and it's like it's a lot of details into it. It's a lot of progress. And I was like, okay, this is good. I'll probably make this once a month, but I want to host spaces where I want to connect with folks. And I realized that the culture of the Web3 couple, 2 years ago, was a little bit different. Everybody was people would come together based off like an NFT project, right? And if the NFT project's good, everybody would pop off and so forth. So I figured, I don't want to do that again, because if the market's down, people don't show up and so forth. What can I do? What can I build to attract people, to communicate, to collaborate, and so forth? And I realized that my community of creators that I'm working with, they're all content creators. They're all people that are in like AI, that are doing metaverse, a lot of metaverse stuff. Obviously, we have here. They're creating digital art. Some of them are just developers. And I realized, how do I connect with everybody without putting a token on it, right? So I came up with a space called Building the Future, right? And figuring out how we can just connect everybody together, not around a token, but just around thought leadership, to be able to share their knowledge, collaborate, and so forth. So I literally reached out to some of my community members that I know were really had influential, but were really good speakers. And Tang was definitely on my list, within my list of content creators to connect with, and vice versa. Working with Tang and hearing how professional she was and the way she carried herself, and she has a really great, strong brand. I was like, man, let me see if she would want to co-host with me. There's a 50-50 shot, Sinful. Either going to work or she was going to say, go away, right? So she ended up saying, yeah, let's do it. We did our first space. We had a lot of great feedback and so forth. And I said, hey, Tang, like, I know you're busy doing your stuff. What can we do to, like, make this work out, right? And she said, "Go." She told me, "Go get lost, Sinful." No, I'm just kidding. No. She said, "Yeah." She said it was
me without a contract and a ticket.
Yeah, so it worked out. And the other thing too is that, you know, I'm just gonna speak for Tang. Tang is an awesome content creator, but she's also been building in Decentraland, and I've only been working in spatial, right? Mm-hmm. And we found that there was, I wouldn't say a big issue, but there were some things that we could do better to collaborate, because we were kind of in silo environments, right? Mm-hmm. And the Decentraland is such an amazing group of content creators, very, very smart mofos over there. You guys really know your stuff. You guys are very passionate, and I haven't tapped into that community. And working with Tang has allowed me to connect with them, and then vice versa, my community within spatial, and being able to kind of, we call it like cross-pollinate communities, right? And that's what we've been seeing, a lot of cross-pollinate within our community. And the people that have come up and the people that we have met by doing building the future has been the real reason why we keep going, right? It's the thoughts, people coming in, sharing knowledge, and that's how kind of building the future kind of started and worked. So now we're on episode, I think 9, or coming up to 9 or 10 right now. 11, yeah, coming up on episode 11. And one of the things that makes us different is a couple things. Obviously, Tang's in the house, so that's amazing. Not only do we do a live X show for people to come up and join, we started doing the live streaming process. And you know, Sinful, how the live stream goes. It's amazing. It's a great way to people get to know you. A lot of eyes and visibility of who you are. And Tang is really into her digital identity, so we were able to put her avatar next to my face, right? Create something unique on that perspective. And then our topics that we talk around is like content creation, we a little Web3, branding, community building, some of these topics that are really tied to our target audience. And one of the things that we do is that Tang will record it, and then we will then process it and create some blog articles from it, and then share it within our community about what people are providing back to show the value of community. And when someone has a question about certain topic, we can just always go back and relate to the articles that we've created. Mm-hmm. Internet, that's how building the future came to be.
That is awesome, and already 11 weeks deep. That's awesome. And I'm a fan, so I kind of have to say, like, keep doing these, because I do see how important they are. I do see how like the community shows up for it, both Decentraland and spatial community, and I've seen some other other individuals come in as well, like, and check it out. So and one thing that I really like is the structure. You keep it very well structured and on topic. Myself being a marathon space host, I know how, like, what a go ahead, Tang.
It gets away from you though, Sin, definitely, because as structured as we are, and creative is a real tyrant, let me tell you, when it comes to structure. But it definitely gets away from you. Like when we first started, we were like 45 minutes to an hour, that's it. And now it's like 2.5 hours. We're like, no, we have to stop, please. And,
But we
like,
still
it's
have 3 more
definitely got
questions.
longer.
We still have 3 more questions.
Exactly. Like everyone's got their hand up. So I do like to keep it a little bit shorter when we can, but it does get harder and harder.
Yeah, especially because like you want everyone to get involved. You want people's opinions. So you want listeners to come up and speak and share like their thoughts on the situation or what may have been spoken about earlier in the space. So I do know that they definitely do get away, but I know that Owl does a great job at like keeping it together. I've heard him a few times like, okay guys, just to bring it back to the topic.
It's that low daddy voice is what it is.
Hey,
got that dad energy.
hot take. I try to be as nice as possible, but I did offend somebody, and they took it the wrong way. So I really try to be as like polite as possible, like when people are going off track. But sometimes the conversation is good, and sometimes everybody's flowing. You got to like let it go organically at times. Yep. But I do believe in having a structure because people that are listening in do like structures, so they know what they're going to expect. And when things are going off the rail, bringing it back to the main topic, it allows them to stay longer and it allows them to stay more engaged in the conversation. I think that's like the winning, trying to find that winning formula moving forward. So if I've ever offended you, if I switch topics, I apologize. It's just I'm just trying to do my best to make sure that we're staying on topic.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm sure if offense was taken, I'm sure that this individual kind of like noticed like, hey, maybe I'm being a little rough. Maybe I can come back and speak about the topic in the future, or maybe even bring it up in his DMs. But yeah, I mean, well,
this guy went wild. If we can just share a little bit of an anecdote, Creative, like this guy. I remember when you
hot take
offended him, but it wasn't really that bad. He just kind of said like, oh, we want to stay on topic, so we'll answer that question another time, something like that. And the guy was like, oh, okay, fine, that's fine. But it must have simmered inside him, because he went to, I mean, can you share a little bit? Would it be bad to share a little bit? He went to Spatial and he was like putting stuff in the chat, and their chat is persistent. So if I go into the space afterwards and nobody is there, I'll still see what was said. So he was leaving like terrible messages in different spaces about the space and.
Oh man,
we've got the dark side of how things are run as well too. But overall, like it's been a great experience. That was like a one-time incident. That's part of hosting a space and building a community. You've got your good people and you got your bad people, but over time, it's like the law of attraction. The good people will come, they will stick around and so forth. And that was just a random profile that had 2 followers, right? It wasn't somebody that has been around. It just randomly popped in.
Yeah. No, I mean, just what's important is like to like in your mind keep doing the right thing, and people should understand. I mean, it's not easy hosting a space as easy as it looks. It looks very easy, that's for sure. But then once you're there, it's a totally different story. So I mean, perhaps maybe these individuals could learn through your experiences as well. So okay, one Decentraland native, one Spatial native joining forces. Have there been any kind of like hurdles, or maybe hurdles is not the right word, but like any topics or any things that you've had to kind of like meet at the middle for? And if not,
Tang, I don't know. Tang, maybe you can tell Sinful our process of like how we meet, or we come up with the agenda, the questions, and kind of talk them through the process of like how we build our space. I think that's a very important part for everybody here that's listening, is like the work that goes behind the scenes to create the show.
Exactly. Go take it away, Tang.
Gonna put me on the spot here, Creative. For me, it happens really organically. I feel like we kind of pick up where something that we've touched on in the space the week before or a couple of weeks before, things that have sort of resonated with people, and we build a concept for the next show around that. We kind of have a structure where we've sort of done what are the challenges, what are the opportunities, and then what the future holds. We have deviated from that a little bit, but it seems to really come down to that. And it's kind of like the story of life, like what are the struggles we've had to overcome, or what are our goals, what are the struggles we've had to overcome, and once we've overcome them, where can we go from here? It's a process that resonates with everybody, and it seems to work for us as well. My background is the last couple of years, it's in putting on virtual events and the metaverse and working with brands. And I know that Creative has a similar background with a really heavy emphasis on marketing as well. So we tend to stick in those areas. Last week we did Web3 gaming, and I think that was the first time that we've done a subject that neither of us felt like we were experts in. So that was a really interesting experience as well. I was a little bit nervous about the space just because I wanted to make sure that the questions I asked were respectful to our guests. But it worked out really, really well. We had Morph with us, and Morph is a DCL favorite. So he was amazing. And then Brandon Manis was on as well. So they really carried the show with their insights. And it made me really feel that it's not just about sharing knowledge with the people. It's about educating ourselves as well.
Hey, big shout out to Brandon. Go ahead, sorry.
And also making ourselves feel vulnerable, right? I can't just go out there and pretend I know everything. Like, that's not going to work. I want to learn, right? I want to build the future. It's better when I have a show that I don't know about, so I can ask more questions about that topic. Web3 gaming was definitely a topic that we were like, hey, we were very transparent with each other. We're like, hey, we don't know anything about it, and we wanted to make sure that we told our community that, hey, we wanted to learn. Come and educate us. Come educate the community and so forth. So I think hitting topics that are new allows us to, one, tap into a new network of people we don't know, and then two, educate people that don't know about that topic or maybe just curious to know about it, just so they have enough to make a decision if they want to get into it or not.
Amazing, beautiful. I love the collaboration. I love both of you hosting this space. And let's see. If anyone wanted to be a speaker at your space, what is the best course of action for them?
Oh, definitely just reach out to Creative or to me.
Okay, sweet.
Easily through DMs. Yeah, I'd love to
Twitter.
Love to hear what you have to say. Yeah, Twitter, Discord.
If you want the fast pass, go to Tang. Yeah, Tang's definitely the fast pass. Tang has actually done a really good job reaching out and connecting with speakers. But one thing is that I encourage you guys, if you guys are listening or on Twitter, is definitely join Building the Future community on X. It's a small, it's starting to get a little bigger. It's a small community on X that we put together, and Moody does a really good job with that, and I hope everybody that's listening that's in that community share what you're working on. It's like a board. It's like a work board to share like your latest updates. When you do stuff like that, it allows me. I pay attention to that a lot. It allows me to know who's building, who's creating, and then from there, I'm more likely going to invite you because I know you're a part of the community and you're building. So that's kind of like a quick fast pass. But if there's a topic that we post that you're interested in, reach out to us as soon as possible so then we can get you on the agenda and make sure that you come up there and have your talking points. But we also have some of our, like, I don't know if you can say OGs, but some of the people that have been with us since the very beginning, like Lavahead, Make, that are always there, that we're always trying to get them to come up as well and share their insights.
Okay, that's awesome. Speaking of Make, we have Make an NFT in Twitch right now. He is watching along.
Hey,
he said he told me to tell you both that you look fantastic. You sound fantastic.
Says the guy in the white tuxedo holding the giant joint. You looking good, Make.
Bako's always looking good. And then we have Toxic Waifu saying anymore. And we have NFT Bubblegum in the building as well. Hello, Bubblegum. Okay, so fastest way to get on the space. Message Tang on Twitter or Discord.
Yeah, absolutely. Or join that Building the Future group.
Or join the Building the Future group, which will lead me to maybe I have a question about the future group here, and a couple more after a couple questions. What up, Josh? Good to see you. I see you down there in the audience, and welcome, Harambe Advocate. Man, they didn't have to do my boy dirty like that. I miss Harambe. So, like, out of the 11 spaces that you've hosted so far, have there been any notable speakers that just live rent free in your mind that you would like to give a shout out to?
Oh
They're all so good. I'm telling you.
They are.
Yeah, I mean, Make So is good. One Existence. You guys know who One Existence is?
Oh, we love One Existence.
Yeah,
he's in the audience.
He lives rent free a little bit. He has some good input as well too. The Sean who comes in, Lava Head's also really good in there as well.
Quan's always great.
Quan's good. Black to Blue just did fantastic job. I mean, there's so many of them. Here's the thing: is like every space has a different topic, so we have different speakers. So every now and then we'll get a different. I mean, we usually get a different batch of speakers that come up, and some of them are on fire, right? They bring
remember when we had Decentraland social media come up? She's in the audience right now, so I just want to shout her out right now. Let's go, Master Waynes.
Shout out Dana.
Yeah, even Dana's perspective as well too, because she's coming at it. She came out at two different ways, which was personal branding and then business branding, right? And how we were talking about that. So getting input on like subject matter experts like her, or Toxic, right? Getting her perspective, I think that's great. And the other part is that every one of our speakers comes from different parts of the world, right? So everybody has different educational backgrounds of how they think and process things. So tying it all together in one space, there's so much value and there's so many little nuggets that come out.
I agree. I mean, Dana is like awesome. I heard her speak, I believe, on Tuesday with Toxic Waifu, and then I believe the week before or the Friday before, she was on Building the Future with you guys, and yeah, she was sharing a lot of insight from like multiple perspectives. Definitely do like seeing Dana around in the space, and love seeing how active they are within the Decentraland community. Definitely a breath of fresh air after the community was left alone for so long. We finally have a babysitter. I call him a babysitter. Perhaps one day they could be like, "Hey, Sinful, tone it down on the shit talking. I got this."
Good stuff.
Yeah, right. So what? Second to last question about Building the Future. What is the goal of these spaces? What is the ultimate goal?
The goal is to be the best Web3 digital community. I'm gonna be just very transparent. To be the best digital community, right? And if you guys have ever heard of like open source code, right? I want to build an open source community where there's no fee to get into the community, first and foremost, right? Come in and contribute as much as you want and so forth. Be transparent, be respectful, and have different initiatives, why people should join Building the Future. One of them is being able to collaborate. One of the things that coming into this community, you get to see what other people are building, you get inspired, and that's how people are able to collaborate and work. So collaboration is a big thing that we're seeing. The resource library, and that's something that we're like constantly working on within the videos or the articles that we're putting together. Getting all that data is going to be very powerful, because right now I'm building applications and I'm creating relationships, and everything that I'm learning at these shows, I'm putting that to my real work with what I'm doing in Web3 every single day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one is being able to create events and workshops. That's something that we're going to see here in the next conversation around the Web3 Leader Summit is how can we take our people that are building, how can we highlight them, give them an opportunity, and let them teach us what they're best known for, right? Or what are they working on, right? So Yolanda's is working on website accessibility, getting a subject matter expert and getting her to share with us her insights about accessibilities, how to be compliant, 508, getting her intel not only helps her, her branding, but it helps everybody else that's now starting to take that initiative of creating their own website for their own business and product. So that's really the goal, is to be open source and really be the best Web3 digital community, not metaverse community, not AI community, but just like a digital community of collaborators and content creators.
Yeah, definitely noticed that for sure. Like, big community of creators that are very active in the space. Let's see, going back to, where is it? Right here. So you have this community that currently has 71 members on X called Building the Future
Let's go.
Community. Right? Here, let me. Oh, I've been fake as fuck. I'm sorry, guys. Here we go. I'm your 72nd member.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
No. But you know what? We started off at 0, right? And we weren't based off of a token. It wasn't like a token drop. People joined on themselves because they listened to the space and they found value of it, and then they wanted to participate. So 71 for me is a big number because we started at 0 a couple weeks ago. So this is like a milestone for me, just being able to see anything over 10 that show value. So hopefully we'll see this continuously increasing over time.
So, okay, I know that like we have been in this chat together, all of us, the virtual builders and creators chat, and I'm guessing Building the Future community is connected with this group chat, correct?
A little bit, yes.
A little bit.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of a mix and match. I think we have about like 80% of people that have actually joined Building the Future, but I think they're a part of it. They just haven't joined the actual X space. But yes, they're pretty much a part of Building the Future, 100%.
Nice. So, like, my question is because I see a lot of creators in this group chat, and I always think to myself, like, what would be the best way that I can contribute to this group?
Oh, share what you're working on, share questions. I think that's the thing, and share insights, right? With Building the Future, there was just a post that went out, and I just posted it like earlier today. It showed a graphic of the top metaverse projects, right? If you,
this might
right
be
there,
it right
right
here. Yep.
Yeah, and what it is, it's to just educate our community of what's happening out there, right? Sometimes when we're only working in Decentraland, we only think of Decentraland. Like, that's the only metaverse we think of, right? But there's other platforms out there that are building and collaborating and so forth. And like, for example, Lavahead right underneath it was sharing about what he's working on and what he's creating and so forth. And just doing things like that, just sharing your input. Moody does a really good job, if you scroll down a little bit more, Sinful, for sharing what he's working on and putting together.
Just scrolling down here, or
yeah. Keep scrolling down.
Okay, cool.
Right. So
Moody, right here.
it's a place for you to collaborate, share what you're working on. If you have an article, if you have an event, and again, a place to collaborate. It's like a timeline board for a room for other content creators or building. So if you're listening and you're a part of the space, I encourage you guys to participate in that. Like, share with what you're working on, because that's how people are going to recognize you, right? Don't obviously spam it, right? But be mindful of sharing what you're currently working on every 2 days, what you're interested in, or if you have any questions around building, because we have people that build in Blender, Unity, and so forth. If you have any questions regarding those things, it's a great forum for you to start submitting some content.
I see. So for a subtle shiller as myself, would it be okay if I shared, like, for example, my events in this group, or is it more focused towards other like actual creations, like on Blender and other stuff?
Not at all. I think it's really important that you do share what you're working on.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Take advantage of it. I mean, these are all content creators that are doing the exact same thing you're doing or are looking for inspiration, right? So by all means, that's what it's there for, right? For you to share on the timeline, to share what you're working on and so forth.
Yeah, I think that's actually a really good point to make, is that I don't look at this group as a shill group or a retweet group. I really do look at it as a place for networking. If something resonates with you, then engage with it. If not, that's okay as well. You know, it's just a place to share what you're working on. It's as simple as that. There's no obligation. There's no anything like that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And thank you. Looks like Yolantis has learned something tonight. She wasn't aware that both the group chat and the community, the Building the Future community, were two separate things. So she's getting in the community right now as we speak.
Oh, perfect.
There you go. Yeah. And that's a great opportunity for her to share like what she's working on or what she's going to be presenting and so forth, just so she can build more community. And then for you, Sinful, it's a great opportunity for you, like Sundays and Mondays, and say, hey guys, I'm running my live stream. Come check it out. This is what I'm going to be doing. Or ask them, hey guys, I'm thinking about creating a live stream. What topics do you guys want to learn about? Right? So then, you know what you're building on, and then you get more feedback directly from your target audience. That's the one thing I've seen about this community. It's they're engaging, but sometimes in the DMs things get lost, and you really don't have that space to share a lot of information inside a little small DM chat versus a community community space.
Perfect. All right. Thank you. And yeah, I was just making a couple, saying hello to a couple people in the audience. I see Lastrom popped in the audience, and Metamona was in here for a few minutes, like a couple seconds ago. Yeah, she might be listening elsewhere too. So, Yep. Yes. And I on a little side note pertaining to like Metamona and kind of her community, Miss Gecko added Beyond the NFT to her Monday community events, which I was so honored to be added to that. So if Miss Gecko's listening, thank you so much for adding Beyond the NFT to your Mondays, as well as the community building Decentraland spaces on Saturdays.
They're doing so well. Gecko and Mona and Miss Teen Crypto and her whole crew is just they are inspirational and an act to follow.
I definitely enjoy their content, and I always like popping into Metamona's interview events. Like for example, I've been to a few where you have been featured, Tang, and I think last one I may have gone to may have been when Yamel was on the show, which
the Metaverse Roundtable. Yes,
that was exciting. And yeah, I mean, it's always good to see, like as far as the Decentraland goes, it's always good to see our CEO out there and kind of showing the world that the Decentraland is here and that they're building. So big ups to that.
And I'll echo that. Miss Gecko has been rocking. I met her way back, way back. She's been rocking. I remember she started with the VV community and connecting those folks. She's been a great host, but a great thought leader in this space for a long time. And then I just recently got connected with Metamona. Just still wrapping my head of what she's creating and what content. She looks like she's just a professional at everything she does.
It's professional production for sure.
Yeah. But real quick, I think she's also the best dressed in Web3 right now. I mean, her outfits are. That's the first thing I saw when I saw her timeline. But it's great to have leaders like that we all know of, right? Because that's one of the things, is that I can always tap into their communities or tap into them to come on our show and to participate, and that's where that magic happens, right? When we get that cross pollination.
Yeah, definitely. So just to finish off, big shout out to Metamona and Miss Gecko. Okay, so looks like we're having a bit of screen technical difficulties here, so I'm just gonna restart the stream here real quick, and we can continue. We can segue into the special event that will be happening in about 3 days.